Hi, I am on Imagination. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before I get started, I just need to say I'm sick, and I have an hour slotted for this time to talk about soul, but I'm sick. So we're gonna see how far into this I can get before my body says, nope, tapped out, done, time to binge Netflix. So I'm not sure if you've been following me or not. I have a lot going on all over the place. I am absolutely obsessed with creating content and I love YouTube. I love Facebook. I'm all over the place. And I talk a lot on healing over here in the psychological aspect of it. And I've I've got the triadic healing happening over here. And then I have this massive amount of witchy soul healing. And the more I get into the witch side of things, the more I really feel like, oh, yes, this is definitely my vibrational frequency. So I finally reached that point, and I think every witch, every supernatural goes through this. And that's just what I'm going to call us. We're supernaturals. That's it. We're just supernaturals. And what I realized is the more I healed, the more I got into the supernatural side of it, and I started to realize how much more that vibrated with my frequency than trying to cater to this scientific, psychological side of things. And I had that moment where I went, do I completely abandon this over here and focus on over there? And I realized it's just the other part of me, and I can't deny that. So I really want to take time out to kind of explore all of these different avenues. And one thing that comes up a lot with the supernatural side that almost never comes up with psychology is the soul. The soul. So I really want to take time out now to sit down and really poke at what the soul means. Now, I am not religious at all. I am ethereal. I am spiritual. I am not religious. I am a firm believer. This is it really. This is my belief. It's very personal, and I believe that every spiritual definition has to be spiritual or has to be personal. That as soon as you try to make spirituality about what a group wants, you lose it. And it really, and I think that's the problem with organized religion is it focuses too much on this is the way rather than it actually being about what it means for you. So when you get into spiritual awakenings and when you get into spiritual journeys and when you get into enlightenment, there's a lot of, well, this is the way and this is what it should be. And people forget that these are beliefs and opinions, that none of these things are fact. And which I have a whole nother level of conversation on when it comes to fact. So I'm going to try and break this down. I'm going to summarize and then I'll get more into what the soul is because that's really something that keeps coming back. Oh yeah, I'm definitely feeling this cold. I don't know what I've got. I have no idea what I got. I people were like, "Duh, have you tested for COVID?" And I'm like, I don't go anywhere. Like, what difference does it make if I know it's COVID or not? I'm isolated, no matter what. So bear with me. So regarding spirituality, this is like an overall. This is what I believe. If you resonate with this, fantastic. You are my people. If you don't resonate with this, okay. To each his own. Please move on. So here's how this works. I believe that there's an energy pool. I believe that this energy pool is the same pool that scientists are over at CERN poking at with a stick, going, let's see what this thing does. And I believe that every religion in the world has located this energy pool, has tapped into it, and has put their own interpretation on it. Good for them. I love that they're able to do that. And I also believe, and this is big, I believe that there's this concept that this frequency or this energy pool spans the entire world. And in my opinion, it does. I believe that it does very much expand this entire everything, the galaxy, the earth. Mars has it's all the same energy pool. It's one energy pool. But here's the thing. Here's the real kicker with the energy pool is when we envision it, when I envision it, when I first started out, I envisioned it being the same everywhere. And then I went into other religions I explored different practices. And this opening really came to me about about a week ago when I was invited to a type of Native American healing ceremony. It was not my thing. Definitely not my thing. It was healing. It definitely reached me on a level. I resonated with it, but it was not my thing. Not even a little bit. And what I noticed, I sat there quietly observing and listening, taking it all in. And while I did that, I was listening to this elder talking about his views and opinions on religions. And they did not resonate at all with my view. Respect, people are different, to each his own. However, it gave me the insight to realize he was talking about the same energy pool that I see. Now, for me, my little corner of the world, for me, my little corner of the world is Celtic. That's where I am. Like that's where I resonate. I understand too easily, too well. I feel the vibrational powers that come from the little corner of the energy pool that sits in Ireland, England, Scotland, and Norway. That whole Scandinavia, Anglo Saxon, Celtic merge. Now, I've done the research as far as the Viking, Old Norse, Nordic influence of Anglo Saxon and Celtic culture. I've done the research on how the Celts kind of merged with Norse. Like, I get it. Like, it's my forte. So, when I was doing all the research of all the world, when I was like on this massive historical pursuit of knowledge, nothing hit me quite truer to my frequency than this Scandinavian, Anglo Saxon, Celtic energy. So for me, I'm an Ibernophile. I am an Irish lover. I am an Anglophile. I get so well the Sami, the nature. I understand it on such a level that I can barely, for a while, I couldn't explain it. I just, those were my people. They're still my people. And with all the healing I did, I've really stepped into it. So that now, when I step into something like a Native American culture or a Native American ceremony, it's just not a frequency I'm familiar with, to the point where I couldn't even beat the drum to their rhythm. It was amazing. I'm a musician. I studied music theory for 15 years to be a musical composer. I have played almost every instrument in existence. Badly, but I played it just to see what it felt like to hold each and every instrument. It's extraordinary. I've studied orchestration. I dance. I am no stranger to rhythm, except stepping into this Native American frequency. I couldn't even find the rhythm. And I found that extraordinary that you give me a Celtic piece and I'm rocking that thing. You give me Celtic music and I can crank that out, not a problem. Because that's the vibrational frequency that's in my soul. Soul. We'll get back to that. So I get to this point with the Native American energy. And it was just this eye opening of, what if the energy pool looks different at each corner of the world? So that in India, the cultures and the religions there reflect how they view the energy pool. And when you get over to the Americas, each country, each state, each location feels and resonates differently with each part of the energy pool. But the energy pool is still the same. So that's what I believe. And it's a matter of finding which frequency, which part of the energy pool vibrates so that you can connect with it. This is me right now currently fighting this flu thing. And my brain, about 5 minutes ago, said, oh no, you're not doing this. It's time to shut down and watch Netflix. I can do this because I have a mission. So I believe that people also have this resonating frequency inside of them, a single note that is their note, their frequency, their vibration. And I believe that when we find people who match us, when we find people who fit our vibrational frequency, they're really just tuned into your note. And some people fit you like a second. And some people fit you like a perfect fifth. And some people feel like an augmented 13th. That's a jazz chord, by the way, an augmented 13th. Yes. And I'm just looking at it going, uh-huh. And I don't do well with augmented 13ths. I don't do well with seconds. I don't do well with sevenths. Nope. Not at all. I resonate with perfect fifths and fourths and octaves. And my partner is a perfect fifth to me. I think this is where people get confused with, not confused, but that's where they get hung up on soulmates and twin flames, and I don't like that stuff. I really don't feel, because it doesn't resonate with my truth. With my truth. That's what we're talking about here. What resonates with your note and what doesn't. So when you think of life like this, and this is how I go through life, I will defeat this cold. I will defeat this energy draining, crappy sickness of mine. I think we go through life tuned into this frequency that we have, picking up on people, and people just like they are either in your harmony, they're in your mode, or they're not. And there's this expectation of everything in the world has to be in my mode. Everything has to be fitted to my harmony. And that doesn't work. That's not how life works. What we're doing is picking apart people and finding people and things and objects and goals and missions that align into our harmony. That's part of our mode. And once you realize that you are just one note in a mode and a scale, that you are the tonic of your scale. I'm trying to figure out how to break this down in non-musical terms so that non-musical people can follow it. And I'm trying to figure that out. And I'm going to do this after I'm not sick because I don't think I have the capacity. Right now, I'm just in music theory mode, and that's how I can talk. So I'm going to do this all with music theory, and then I'm going to translate it over into common man after my cold because I can't do this right now. That's my limit. That's my boundary. I can barely give this speech, my speech. So yeah, I think we're all walking around living as the tonic. I'm just going to own it. We're living as the tonic to our own scale, people. We are the one chord of our scale. Yeah, that's right. That's our truth. We are the tonic to our scale. And there's people out there who are perfect fifths, who are seconds. And then along comes Tommy, and I'm going, dude, you are totally of an Eastern modality that was extinct like 10 years ago or 10,000 years ago. You don't even belong in my mode. Like, it doesn't feel good to me because you're not in my harmony. Respect to you and yours, but you're not part of this harmony. You belong to another song. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You just belong to a different song. And I think once you start to think like this, it really changes how you look at people, and it changes what fits into your world and what doesn't. And then you start to become really particular about what you allow into your world because you got a song to sing, damn it. And your song goes by a certain mode, a certain scale, and you're the tonic. And either it fits in your scale or it doesn't. Either it belongs or it doesn't. And there's nothing wrong with somebody else's scale. It's just not yours. So for me, I know where I am now. I belong to the magic. that courses through the plains of Ireland and the fjords of Norway, and the isles and lakes and rivers of Scotland and England and Wales. Kind of not Wales. Kind of not Wales. Nothing about Wales resonates with me. That's where it definitely starts to the frequency starts to feel off with me. Yeah, Wales really dude, what happened to Wales? Why is it just feeling so off to me? Well, I'll look into that later. But I think that's life. And I think that's spirituality. Is realizing that we have our own frequency and things don't fit it. And then the narcissists of the world are the people who go around saying, everything must be in my scale. Damn anything that isn't. And the narcissists are the people in the world who insist that everything in the world has to fit to their modal scale. And if they can't, they banish it. That's a narcissist. Because they define safety and control and power. We all do. We all define safety by what we control and what's in our power. The difference is a narcissist feels that this has to be materialized by controlling the events and the lives of other people. But I don't want to get into that right now. Let's get back to the music. So you have this energy pool. And energy is just frequency. It's just frequency. It's just vibrational frequency. You know, when I was studying music theory, there's a whole section in my textbook at the very end about physics. I love physics. Physics is the only science that says, hey, you don't have to study me, but if you disrespect me, I'm going to kick your ass. And I didn't say that right because I'm sick, so I'm going to try it again. Physics is the only science that says, if you don't respect me, I'm going to kick your ass. Because physics is the one science that you cannot get away from. When you are driving a car, it's all about playing with physics. I'm thinking. So soul. I believe soul is our vibrational frequency. I do. I believe it's our vibrational frequency. I think it's the thing inside of us that just sits and holds this whole thing together. I think it's the tune, the one note inside of us. And as I say the stuff that I say, it feels right. Because I am speaking truth out of my soul, out of my vibrational frequency. So when I tap into my witching powers, when I teach others how to tap into their witching powers, that's really what I'm accessing. Now, I use the word witch a lot. I actually don't identify as a witch. Not in the classic Wiccan sense that's out there. Classic, I say classic. Not in the modern Wiccan sense that's out there today. I do not resonate at all with that stuff. That's not power to you. If that's your harmony, it's not my harmony. But I understand it. I understand what you're tapping into. I understand exactly what you're tapping into. I know how to tap into it. I have been subconsciously tapping into it all of my life. And it wasn't until recently that I figured out, oh, this is how to tap into it. I think the universe made me sick because it knows I'm stubborn. And I just got done with this massive healing journey. And the universe said to me, Anna, it's time to lay down and sleep now. And I went, no, I got work to do because I'm a workaholic. And the universe said, I know. So I'm going to make you sick. That'll make you listen. And it does. I have to be like really sick to sit down and not work. I'm really stubborn, and my universe is really good at knowing how much push I need. So I made it to 20 minutes. That's what I had in me. I said an hour, right? The universe said no. So I'm going to leave it here. And I'm going to go to sleep and take a nap. And I'm going to do more work tomorrow. But yeah, definitely the soul. That's what it is. It's your vibrational frequency. It's the inside of you, that intuition that tells you what mode is yours. I think that's really all I have to say. And the universe is telling me to just shut down now. So thank you very much for listening. And may the kindest of words always find you.